Our duo is actually called Pictures on Silence, which is taken from a quote by Leopold Stokowski: "Musicians paint their pictures on silence." And I think we both were really drawn to that idea of beginning with a silent palette and then creating something out of it.
The piece that we're playing here is a piece entitled Tanox by Mark Oliveiro, and the style of the piece is contemporary classical. This particular one is often called electroacoustic because it has the electronic elements of the tape as well as having the acoustic part, in this case the harp and the saxophone. Jackie had been performing with a saxophonist a little bit before our working together, and we had a mutual friend who was able to introduce us. We began working together about 2 years ago and formed this ensemble, Pictures on Silence. We've been performing and commissioning new works over the last 2 years.
In the beginning, we had not quite as much music as we do now. With such an unusual instrument combination, that's really one of the big challenges, is finding enough repertoire for the instruments. So we've done a lot of commissioning in the past 2 years. We've had 15 pieces written for us that we've premiered, and we have several more that are in the works right now. And then we have a few pieces like this one, Tanox, which was not written for us. It was a pre-existing piece for harp and saxophone. One of the things that we've been interested in doing as we're spending more time performing together is really having more thematic programs. And this particular piece is part of a program that we have that uses not only our instruments but also some additional pieces such as electronics and some film elements. So the program overall is titled In Dreams, and it's intended to be a seamless program to just flow together. We received an Encore grant, which was specifically for one piece. In this case, the piece was Tanox by Mark Oliveiro, an Australian composer. And the grant is supposed to help to give more recognition to a piece that hasn't been performed very much. So as part of that grant, we've been performing the piece quite a bit at a lot of different venues. And we've really been enjoying getting to know the piece a little bit better and working with Mark some about the piece.
This piece, Tanox, was a piece that I had originally heard at the North American Saxophone Alliance conference, and it was a piece that I was really struck by. And so I contacted the composer. We applied for this grant, and now we've been able to, through the grant, we've been able to perform it at a variety of different locations, including Peabody in Baltimore, and we recently performed it in Boston. And so sort of up and down the East Coast, we've been able to perform this piece as a result of that grant. It's this story of this very tense moment where Mark's grandfather must spar with these Japanese soldiers, yet not show that he was better than them, in essence. And that's really the storyline. So there's a lot of drama inherent in the story. There's some danger. And it's very interesting how Mark is able to take that tension and through electronic processing bring in a number of different elements.